In the story of the prodigal son, when he returns, when his time in the pigsty and all of his money's gone, and he is just lower than low, and he says to himself, even my servants at my father's house have it better than this. I will go to my father, and I will ask to just serve on his land. This is the parable Jesus is giving. We know that when the son comes home and he confesses and he repents. The father, with absolute joy, says, get my ring and my coat and kill the fatted calf. Did the father go and get those things? Who went and got them? His servants. His servants. It says he sent his servants to go and get the ring and the coat and to begin the process. And were the servants like, oh great, the brat's back, now we got to serve him again? No, look at the parable. It says they made merry, which is an old English way of saying they were thrilled to death. The son has returned. They couldn't believe it. Now not only has the son returned, but we get to be a part of his feast and his celebration. The servants were excited. Friends, that's you and me. When somebody is gone and out of the church and they come home and they confess and repent and say, please accept me back, it's our job to rejoice with them. Now, an important note, the son knows that what he's done to the father is inexcusable. So he doesn't ask for his sonship back, does he? What's he ask? Let me serve you. I know I don't deserve to be your son anymore. But if I could spend the rest of my life serving you, that will be enough. And there is, when trust is broken, there is a difficulty in getting the previous relationship back. The one who is forgiving has a responsibility, but this is why the son recognized, I cannot be your son anymore. But not only does the father restore him to his position as son, he celebrates his return. After this, after the confession and the servants run off, the father looks to the eldest son and he says, won't you come in with us to the feast? And the eldest son says, I want nothing to do with that. The eldest son to the people he was talking to at the time were the Pharisees, the religious leaders. They wanted nothing to do with the younger son. They understood where Jesus was coming with this. They understood that Jesus was trying to say that those Gentiles, those who have squandered, those pagans, those dogs, that he was going to let them in. They have no right. They lost their sonship. They wasted their inheritance. See, Jesus shows us through this parable that whether it's the value of a sheep, of a coin, or of a human soul, that he will leave the 99 to go after the one. And what he shows here is that what the eldest brother should have done was hug his brother and enter into the festivities with him. But he doesn't even do that, because that's what the Pharisees were currently doing to Jesus. They weren't welcoming him. They were saying, we want no part of you. But what Jesus then goes and does through the work of the cross, which is why we celebrate communion, is he doesn't just celebrate when you come home. He goes to the pigsty where you were at. He kneels down in the mud with you. He takes his coat off and his ring off and puts it on you and says, I'll wait here with you until you're ready. That's what we celebrate when we celebrate communion. Jesus didn't wait for me to clean myself up and come back. He comes and he finds you where you're at, covered in filth, covered in your sin, unrepentant. And he says, come on, let's go home. He puts his robe, his ring on you. He does what the elder brother should have done in the parable. And he goes many steps beyond that.